You notice how it's always possible for you to be wrong, no matter what? You can hold any opinion, any belief, and in some way you're wrong. You can say it's a great day outside, and somebody can dispute it and say, oh, well, if you think it's a great day, how come there's so many people that are suffering in A, B, C, D, E, F, G? And it's not a great day. We need to make it great. Or, oh, you're being complacent by it being a great day. You're settling for less when you could be going after more and trying to be a better version of yourself, and then it would really be great. Or you could say, oh, it's a bad day. Today's a bad day. And it's like, oh, why aren't you being positive? Why aren't you being optimistic? There's just always a way that you can be wrong. Just look at anyone's YouTube video comment section. But outside of jokes, it is fascinating how many people on YouTube just in the past couple of days talking about selling trading cards have made a point out of how difficult it is to do it, how it takes all your free time, how it is exhausting work, how it is a kind of insurmountable hill with all these problems that you have to climb in order to sell trading cards. And they're right. They're right, but also in a way they're wrong, right? Because everybody can always be wrong depending on the perspective. I am here with the second deck this week that I've just gotten, tired of. This is Toph, the first Metal Bender. Very cool deck. Metal bending your artifacts. Honestly, I'm probably doing it wrong. It's probably supposed to be some kind of combo deck or something like that. I just put in these value cards, and I just played a game of Commander where I was able to draw an extra 4 cards because of metal bending. Very cool. While my opponents were drawing tons of extra cards thanks to whatever reconnaissance mission and unblockable, giant creatures that are all unblockable because of Champion of Lampholt. And, anyways, in my play group, this deck is not just severely underpowered. I think that it's just unplayable. And so here I am getting ready to sell what turns out to be I don't know if this happens for y'all, but for me, it's you list a Commander deck online and you have no idea how much it's worth until you organize it. $419. $419, with some of the most expensive cards being a Prismatic Vista and Retro Frame Foil, which I did not realize was a $70 card. Era Mesa and the borderless special guest art from Dragon's Storm, which is apparently a $50 card. And then there's other cards from there. But, it's $400 of value that's in my collection. That's a deck that I'm just not going to play with anymore. And I just scanned it using the TCG Player scanning app. And because I'm a level 4 seller, I'm able to upload that scan straight to TCG Player and sell those cards as singles. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to take the entire deck list and list it on eBay and just sell it there. And yes, I'm going to take quite a few haircuts fees, right? Because in order for someone to be interested, this is something a lot of people struggle with when they start selling Magic cards. In order for someone to be interested in buying 100 cards from you, they better be getting a good deal. The odds that somebody wants this Toph, the greatest Metal Bender deck, exactly, or what is it? The first Metal Bender deck, exactly as it's created is 0. There's a very high chance that people want individual cards in it. In fact, there's a very high chance that depending on the discount, people will want all the cards in it, right? But I can't just list this at market price on eBay and expect to get a sale. And so I'm probably going to list it at, $300 for the deck. And then of course, once you sell it, eBay takes their cut, and that's another almost 15%, right? So then you're losing another $45. So I'm going to turn this $400 deck into $250 if I sell it on eBay. I'm thinking through it. I'm not sure that's what I'm going to do, but and then the other option is I can sell on TCG Player. I can list all the singles on TCG Player, and it'll take some time to sell them all. They're not necessarily the highest velocity singles. A lot of these cards from Avatar and other places have been kind of declining in price, suggesting that the supply is outpacing the demand to some extent, which kind of makes sense. Avatar is this play booster box that's readily available at distribution, people who want to get their numbers up at distribution are going to buy more Avatar play booster boxes, open them up for singles, and sell those online. And so there's this downward pressure on cards, a lot of the cards that are inside of my Toph the Greatest Metal Bender deck. But the idea behind this video and what I want to point out is that it's not that hard. It is so not that hard for you to sell Magic cards as a side hustle. Yes, you need some supplies. Yes, you need some envelopes and some postage stamps and things like that. You can check out in the description below. There's links to a lot of the things that you might need to getting started to sell cards. But a lot of the things linked below you don't need. You just need some of the basics, and then you make your TCG player account. You start at level 1, and you list some cards, and you list them for TCG low, and they sell, and you make money. And I've been very surprised at how profitable it's been for me. For the most part, it's buying collections from strangers on Facebook Marketplace, shooting for 70-75% market price. Then you sell them, of course, for market or sometimes TCG low, honestly, and still make money. And then buying sealed products that have inverted expected value, which you can find that through different tools online, different EV calculators out there. Anon's got a great one. Toploaded.io is a great one. There's Mox Alpha, which is an expensive one. There's lots of places where you can get the expected value of sealed booster boxes or commander deck sets or whatever. And so between those two things, selling commander decks and booster boxes that I'm able to break down and sell for singles, and then of course buying the collections at 70-75% and selling those, breaking those down, I've made a lot of money. I have sold over 6 figures of cards in 2025. I'm not sure what my total is for this year. I'm not the most organized seller, but I know that in 2025 I net positive by like 10, 15, 20 grand, somewhere in there. Like I said, not the most organized. And it's a hobby. It's fun. I also have been able to liquidate, of course, pieces of my own collection and upgrade. I was listening to a video today talking about the different kinds of the different ways that you can sell. And honestly, I'm like a hobbyist seller. I'm not pro. I'm not going pro. I have a great 9-to-5. And so it's like a fun thing for me to really sustain my enjoyment in the hobby. And I do take some money out for my family too, but a lot of it goes back into the hobby, which is great because Magic the Gathering is expensive. And especially if you're playing Commander regularly, and if you get sick of decks like I do, then you can be really churning and burning. And selling cards is just like an incredible way to sustain your position of the hobby. But I'm here to just say that if you're thinking about selling and you're not sure if you should take the leap, take it seriously. I'm not saying that everybody, this is definitely what you should do. But if you really want to, then you really should. You really should try to just list some cards, make some sales, go on eBay, go on TCG Player, whatever, and just try to make some money out of the Magic cards that you have sitting around. There's a lot of clever ways to do it. If you've got boxes of cards sitting around, list them on Facebook Marketplace and say like, hey, bulk, come and buy it. If you've got commander decks you don't want to play with anymore, you can do what I'm thinking about doing, like listing an entire deck on eBay, or you can list the singles on TCG Player, whatever you want to do. There's lots of options, lots of ways to make money, turning cards into money. Look on Facebook Marketplace for good deals, buying collections from strangers, join Patreon programs with different content creators, not me, but other ones that have distribution access, and see if there's products that you can buy at distribution costs and open it up and sell the cards and make money. It's a lot of fun. I've had a blast. I'm very happy to report that it has been a profitable way that I use my free time to turn into money, and it's enjoyable. I get to listen to YouTube videos or watch YouTube videos while I'm doing it. It's great. So that's all there is to say. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks to all my generous supporters on Patreon. Thank you for subscribing, please. Yeah. Anyways, thanks all. We'll see ya. Peace.